welcome once again to our weekly SonRise Project call, where it's always a safe space and a place that we are here for each other in a shame free, guilt free space, learning and looking to heal ourselves and our families. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I am happy to have with us this morning the beautiful Iyona Blake. She is back with us. She was here with us in November of 2024, and she is back to share this morning again. For those of you who may not have heard Iyona back in 2024, let me tell you about her. She's a certified holistic coach, a purpose alignment coach, speaker, creative visionary, and founder and CEO of Her Cause Incorporated. She helps women navigate pivotal life transitions with emotional honesty, spiritual grounding, and practical strategy. She integrates faith, identity work, and mental wellness to guide individuals toward alignment, healing, and purposeful transformation. Her work is shaped by her own personal and powerful testimony. As a young wife and mother, Iyona silently battled depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation while trying to maintain the appearance of strength. Stigma and fear kept her quiet until God met her in the middle of her struggle and gave her the courage to seek help. Through prayer, therapy, and intentional inner work, she began the process of restoring her mind, reclaiming her identity, and rediscovering her voice. Whether she's leading workshops, coaching clients, or speaking at community and faith based events, she creates warm, reflective spaces where people feel seen, supported, and empowered to grow. A celebrated creative, Iyona is also an award winning actress, vocalist, and playwright. Her nationally touring play, which is called Diagnosed, continues to spark healing conversations around faith, mental health, and wholeness in churches and community spaces nationwide. And her new book, which is called The Aligned Woman Design, Becoming the Woman Who Refused to Shrink, will be released on August 18th, 2026. We are so proud of you and happy for you and excited to see you this morning, Iyona. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me. Wow. God is good.
It's God is good all the time, all the time.
Woo.
I am so happy you're here with us. This topic is near and dear to my heart, and I appreciate you being here this morning to talk about living in alignment. And what does that mean? How do we know when we're not in alignment? Let's start there because that's what your book is called, The Aligned Woman Design. What does that mean? Let's start there.
What does alignment mean? Well, alignment is a personal gauge. It's not a standard imposed by others. It's an ongoing process of self-awareness, reflection,
Mhm.
and evaluation that helps determine whether your life is moving in the direction of your purpose, your
Mhm.
priorities, and your values. And how do
Mm.
you know that you're not in
Yes.
alignment? Well, misalignment uh, is that inner feeling of, man, something's just not right.
Mhm.
Man, I'm off. My
Mhm.
responses are not what I want them to be. How I'm showing up in the room is not what I want it to be. My
Mhm.
relationship with my spouse, my relationship with my partner, my children, my relationship with my friends, it's just not where I wanted to be. Um, and um, I want to read something
Please.
from my book. And it's misalignment shows up in subtle ways when you silence your voice to keep the peace, when you silence your voice to keep the peace, when you stay in rooms God has already released you from,
Mhm.
when you pour into everyone else but leave yourself empty,
Mhm.
when you downplay your gifts because others feel threatened, when you know
Mhm.
God is calling you higher, but fear keeps you low.
Mm, that's beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
when did you feel those things? I know I mentioned earlier you were a young wife and mother and
Yeah.
had anxiety and depression and suicidal ideation. Was that the moment, the biggest moment where you felt misaligned? And
Well, my biggest
mhm,
moment of feeling misaligned was when um, I found myself sitting in an apartment that I was renting. I had moved out of my home.
mhm,
Um, my husband and I separated, and my career was at a peak as an actor. Um, and I was coming home to my apartment um, and feeling I've gotten standing ovations, 8 shows a week,
mhm. Wow.
and it's still not fulfillment.
Mhm,
God, I know you did not call me this far to live in this apartment by myself.
mhm,
And just feeling empty. And um, that's when my journey really kicked off with my therapist.
mhm,
Um, and, starting to really see that I needed some alignment.
mhm. You knew because you were coming home feeling sad, feeling empty,
Yeah.
feeling alone,
Yes.
and had children also
Yes. Yes.
that
Had
were
children.
relying on you.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And what prompted you to say, I need a therapist? Was it a girlfriend? Was it what what prompted that call?
Well, I at the time was doing Lady Day,
Mm,
the show Lady Day Bar, Emerson Grill. Um, and I was coming home and just a mess.
mm-hmm,
And one of my good colleagues, friend, he said to me, Girl, how are you putting her to bed?
mm.
And I was like, I'm not. And
Wow.
so
That's a
I
great
was,
question, by the way. That
yeah,
is a
how are
great
you putting
question.
her to bed? And I wasn't. I
Mm-hmm,
mean, honest, I wasn't. I was walking around carrying
mm-hmm.
Iyona Blake's baggage and Billie Holiday's baggage,
Wow. Yeah.
finding out that we were so connected. We were searching for so many things. We were searching for love. We were searching for dad and mom. And I mean,
Mm,
it was so parallel.
wow.
And when he asked me that question, it resonated with me so much that I knew that I couldn't do this by myself.
Right.
Hmm.
That's great. And so you got help. You
I
found
got
a
help.
therapist.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's so good. I am amazed always when people have that moment. You know, I had that moment. We've
Yeah.
all had those moments, I think, where it's
Yeah.
like something is off, just not feeling right. And there's so many hidden costs with living out of alignment. So let's talk about that. What are some of the hidden costs that you felt or that we might feel when we are not living in alignment or when we're living out of alignment? What
Yeah.
are some of the hidden costs?
There's anxiety, there's depression, burnout, resentment,
Hmm.
perfectionism, people pleasing, disappointment. The cause could be your relationship with your friends, your relationship
Hmm.
with God. The cost is you.
Mm. The cost is you. And I love how you said earlier, silencing yourself or downplaying yourself. So many of us do that too,
Mhm.
to make other people feel good.
Oh my.
Yes. Have you
Yeah.
done that?
Oh my goodness.
When you
Yes.
said, oh my, I'm like, say more, say more.
I mean, we as Black women, we come into the room because our moms have taught us to be confident, to be
Yes.
strong, to be
To put on a
brave.
happy face.
Come
Uh-huh.
on, yeah, and all of
Mm-hmm.
those things. And you walk in a room and you have that bright light, and then
Mm-hmm.
you get in the room and you're like, oh, am
Mm-hmm.
I too much?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me sit in the
Mm-hmm.
corner, be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Folks are like asking you questions and you don't want to give them the real answer of who you are, what you've come through,
Right.
how the Lord has blessed you, because you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
seem like it's vain, as we used to say back in the day, conceited.
Right.
Um, so you just kind of downplay it and you just pull yourself back and you shrink and you shrink and you're like,
Yes.
I'm just Iyana.
Right. I've done that too many, many, many times. Downplay myself, and we were
Mm,
talking earlier about one of my many lives. And you're like, what? And Dr. G said, I didn't know that. You know, 1,000 things. But I
yeah,
play them down always. And
yeah.
that's something that I think we're also trained, to by, generations before us in so many ways. So let me mute that woman that just came on. I got her to mute. Okay. So why do you think so many people, so many women on this phone are high achieving women
Yeah.
that, we're going through different things with our children, with our lives, with, some people might be looking for work on top of everything, and it's just a lot. But why do so many high achieving women, do you think, stay in situations too long or with situations that no longer align with who we're becoming?
We love comfortability. We love familiarity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and many people don't like facing truth.
That part, yes. Mm-hmm.
If we were to stop right now, and I encourage whoever is on the call today to, if not do this exercise now, but do it later, um, try this reflection activity where you take inventory of where you are in every area of your life. And the life coach in me, I'm referring to the 8 dimensions of wellness, and that includes physical, emotional, social, spiritual, intellectual, occupational, financial, and environmental. And you ask
Mm.
yourself, what is the truth about this area?
Can you say all 8 of them again, please?
Sure, physical,
Mm-hmm.
emotional,
Mm-hmm.
social, spiritual, intellectual, occupational, financial, and environmental.
Thank you.
8 dimensions of wellness. And you ask yourself, what is the truth about this area? And then once you've created your list in every area of your life, then you
Mm-hmm.
go back and you ask, how is this serving me now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm.
How is this serving me now?
So can you give an actual example of how that would look or how you would think about if you, Ayana, are answering the physical piece?
Hmm.
You write that down and you say, okay, this is how I'm feeling physically. This is what
Hmm.
I'm doing physically. Is that the type of question you're asking yourself?
Yes, yes, you're
Okay.
asking, for example, um, going to the doctor, and which everybody should be doing their regular physicals,
Hmm.
checkups. And, you've been instructed by your doctor to do A, and you're not doing A consistently.
Right.
And that is manifesting itself through your day-to-day activity. You're
Hmm.
going to bed feeling not 100%. You're waking up feeling not 100%.
Hmm.
How you do your work is not 100%. And so,
Hmm.
what is the truth about that area? The truth
Hmm.
is that I need to focus on my physical health.
Hmm.
And so what is the plan that you're going to do? How is that serving you? What is the truth? Not something that we are making up in our head. Ah, I'll get to it.
Hmm.
No, no,
No,
because we're getting older.
right. And we need to make a plan now in those 8 dimensions. So if it's physical, it could be I need to drink more water
Yes,
or go outside and walk for 15
yes,
minutes
yeah,
or stretch. As we
yes,
get older, I find that's important. But each of those physical, emotional, social, spiritual, intellectual, occupational, environmental. Did I
yeah,
get all of them?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
The eight
Hmm.
dimensions of wellness and looking at all of those, seeing and telling ourselves the truth
Yeah,
about where we are. The
yeah.
truth
The truth.
is the hard part.
Yes. And then asking yourself, how is this serving me?
Hmm. Hmm.
But you got to get
Yeah,
to the truth of it though first.
right.
Yeah.
And the truth is really hard, I think, a lot of times, because to your point earlier about saying you were getting standing ovations every night as you were playing Lady Day, which is I can't even imagine doing that, but that's incredible. Getting those standing ovations and then going home and being sad
Yeah.
and feeling depressed and lonely when
Hmm.
you would think, I just got off stage. It felt so good. I killed it. But it wasn't the truth. It was like something's still wrong
Something.
emotionally.
Yeah. 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 Which was
Hmm.
manifesting in the physical and
Interesting.
in the
How so?
social.
But how so from the physical?
Well,
How did the emotional manifest?
well, because I'm emotional eating at that point.
Okay.
Oreo cookies and I had a serious thing. I had a love affair.
I love it. I love it.
Socially, I was
Yeah.
estranged from family at that time. And,
Right.
I just wasn't walking in my truth. And the truth was, this isn't serving me. And
Right.
so it was manifesting itself. I had developed some health challenges as a result of carrying the stress.
Mm. Yes. Yes. I love there's notes in here that says, well, there's a question too, but sometimes the answer is okay. Grace to surrender our adult children to God is my constant prayer. Oh, that was from last week. I'm
Mhm.
sorry about that.
That's
Let me
okay.
get myself together.
That
Uh,
applies. That
it
applies.
applies for
It
today
applies.
too. It does. It really, really does. So tell us what your book is about. This book that's coming out on August 18th. The last part of
Ah,
the title, Becoming the Woman Who Refused to Shrink. Let's talk about that.
ooh.
First of
Well,
all, congratulations. And how did you
ah,
get to the point of writing a book?
ah, well, so this is my season of obedience and surrender.
Yes, say that again.
This is my
Please.
season of obedience, and this is my season of surrender. And so I have been saying to God, open the door. I promise you I'll walk through. I promise you. I promise you, you don't have to worry about if you can trust me. You can trust me. You can trust me. God, you can trust me. I'll do it. I'll go in the room. And so
Mm,
be careful because when you give him that yes, woo wee,
yes, it
oh
happened.
my goodness, it's coming. So, I became a certified holistic coach. And, I started speaking, and I'm like, okay, Lord, what in the world is this? Um, and then, as I'm putting together my presentation, my slides,
Hmm.
getting clients to work with as a life coach, the Lord
Yes.
started dealing with me with this word alignment
Mm,
and what it means to align and what it means to be misaligned. And I'm looking through all of these slides that I've created, and then I am like, okay, I heard the Lord say clearly, this is a book.
mm,
Write the book, pull it all
hmm.
together. So the book is like my presentations that I've gone around and
Yeah.
spoke and this slide and this PowerPoint. And then I
Yes.
have a segment, Mind Your Mind. And so I'm pulling from that. And then in the middle of all of that, the Lord is showing me how I'm a storyteller. I write plays. I create characters. Well, the character in this book is Iyona Blake. So,
Hmm.
like, tell your story, girl. You're free. Tell the story
Yes.
about how you were separated from your husband for 5 years and you hated his guts, and now you kiss him in the
Yes.
mouth and we tongue kiss and we hold hands when we walk down the street. How the Lord has done a thing.
Well, that's a
How
thing. That's a major thing. What? Okay.
how you've raised these children and they're amazing, but the journey to that as a young mother
Mhm.
wasn't always hunky dory. Tell that story. It's
Right.
okay.
Yes. Well, we all have those stories. That's why we're here every Sunday,
Yeah.
because the journey, as you just said, is not always hunky dory with our
No.
children. But
Yeah.
there are people on here that have given testimony,
Yeah.
and that's like, but they're on the other side, or we're working on the other side. But it's not, hasn't been easy, or
It
it's
hasn't
been
been easy.
really challenging.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. So back to the book. We were talking about the book and how you decided to surrender and be
Yeah.
obedient
Yes.
and start putting your presentations, all your stories
Yes. Yes.
together
Yes.
as a storyteller.
So this is a transformational guide to the woman.
Hmm.
Of course, my ministry is to women. I'm called to women, but the men can get something too. We
Oh, that's
won't leave, we
awesome.
won't leave the men out. Um, and it's scriptural based, reflection
Mhm.
driven, allowing women
Mhm.
and allowing us to reflect.
Mhm.
Every chapter ends with grounding prayers, wellness activities,
Mhm.
affirmations.
I love it.
Um, and I am proud of the work.
I am proud of the work. That feels good hearing you say that. It just feels good. I am proud of the work. It's
I
like, I'm
am
proud
proud
of
of the
me.
work.
And you did the damn
Yeah,
thing. You
man.
did it.
Becoming
That's,
the woman who refused to shrink.
yes.
That's me.
Yes.
That's me.
That's an amen. Because I get that and feel that on so many levels. I'm like, yeah, I can. That's a whole testimony in itself.
Ooh, man.
I
Man.
love, love, love that. Look at all the hearts coming in. I love
Yeah.
that.
Thank
And
you.
putting it all together,
Yeah.
all the stories and all the things that you've shared over the years,
Yeah.
and being vulnerable, opening yourself to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
I see a woman has come off of mute. Did you want to ask a question, Stephanie? Oh, back on mute. Okay, no problem. Feel free. If you, hello, she's blowing a kiss to you, I think, Ayana. And hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Um, it looked like she was going to say something, but anyway, and I do want to invite and encourage anybody who may have a question for Ayana, since she is this incredible certified holistic coach. If you're going through something or want to ask a question or get her perspective on a situation, this is a perfect opportunity to do so this morning. So feel free to come off of mute or put your question in the chat if that's easier for you. But I am super excited about getting your book. How can we get the book? Where will it be available?
It will be, my home base will be my website,
Okay.
www.iyanablake.com. That will be home base.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that will
And
be
it's
home base.
Iyona, Iyona Blake
Yes.
dot com. Iyona Blake.com. Awesome. And all right, want to ask another thing because people ask often about looking for therapists
Mm,
or coaches. Do you do
mhm.
virtual coaching
I do.
of
I do.
all over the country? And
Yeah,
people can get all that information on your website as well.
absolutely. I am not a therapist, but
Okay.
my nonprofit, hercause.org, that is our job, is to help women bridge, be the bridge to get a woman to a therapist. And
I
so if
love
you head
that.
over to hercause.org, we have a resource page where you can find mental wellness resources as well.
Hercause.org. That's
Yes.
awesome. Thank you.
Hmm.
Awesome. Really, really great. It looks like there's a comment, or maybe someone is putting it. Oh, here's a question from Dr. Vicky. How did you repair the relationship with your children who are now young adults after being away for 5 years? Oh, I didn't realize when you were separated, you were not with the kids. So let's
Well, I
talk about
was,
that.
I was, I
Oh,
was. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, no, I was. They had their own room in my apartment, and
Okay.
I was 10 minutes from the house, and yeah. Well, I would say repairing the relationship is starting with truth. I'm going back to that.
Mm-hmm.
And letting them know that, for one, apologizing.
Yes, that part is really critical. I agree with you.
Yeah, apologizing, taking accountability for my role. Because believe it or not, I was not perfect in that exchange, and we
Mm-hmm.
made mistakes. It cost our children some time of their lives that they were going between apartment and house, and it
Mm-hmm.
took an emotional toll on them as well. So, I
Mm-hmm.
would say, how did I repair it?
Mm-hmm.
Apology, accountability,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
being truthful with them of why I did what I did,
Mm-hmm.
and allowing them to share um, how it affected them,
Mm-hmm.
and, not shying away from what happened. It happened, and how can we move
Yeah.
forward?
I love that. It's three A words: accountability, apologizing, and then allowance, allowing
Yeah.
them the
Yes.
space and the time they needed,
Yeah.
and then yourselves to work
Yeah.
together to
Yes.
repair and rebuild. But to your point, I think it starts with the truth. Absolutely.
Hmm.
And that accountability part.
Yeah.
I look back now, we've talked about it in several conversations, that all of the things my mom always says, can't get the time back. Boy, I
No.
wish I could, but we can't. And so in those spaces saying, we made this choice back then. I
Mhm.
wish we had made a different choice, but
Yes.
and I'm sorry about that choice. And I understand how you might have felt about that
Yeah.
choice. And I can now understand it looking back,
Yeah.
6, 7 years.
Yeah. And
But that's so
asking
critical.
how did it affect you?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
be honest with me. Talk to me about this. Open
That's right.
dialogue about their hurts, because,
That's right.
children, young people, and we as parents don't get it right all the time.
No, no,
And it's okay. We're
it's
human
okay.
being. We come to the relationship, because it is a
Hmm.
relationship, with our children, with our own stuff.
That's right. And we often parent how we're parented,
Come
we always
on,
say.
Kelly.
So that's the truth. So
That
if we're
is the truth.
super, my parents were really strict, loving and wonderful, but, super, 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 super strict. And so I was super, 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 super strict,
Mhm.
over the top strict
Okay.
and like ridiculous rules. But looking back, I can
Okay.
see how ridiculous they were. And the over punishment.
Mm,
And, bedtime at 8 o'clock. And no, we don't have sweets in the house. No, we can have an orange or an apple. And every now and then, maybe a Sprite. But, there were so many really strict,
yeah.
ridiculous rules.
Yeah.
I can look back now and see,
Yeah.
how hard that was. And someone says, in asking the babies, what does this say? How may I support you?
Mm,
Not offering them support in the way we think is best. That's right. I love that.
yeah.
And Vita says you have to put the face mask on yourself first. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So is your relationship really good with your children now? How old are they?
Yes. Woo! So, I'm not 21. I'm not 21. Man. 32, 27, 22.
Wow. So they're grown, grown.
Oh my. Grown, grown.
And you have a great relationship with all three of them now.
I do. I
That's
do. I do.
awesome.
I do.
That's awesome.
Of course, parenting adults, that's another book.
Yes.
That's another segment.
Yes.
Um, just being a coach. Just being a
Let's
coach.
talk about that because parenting adults is something else, right?
Yes.
And I
Yes.
love when you said be a coach. There's a woman named Bev Kearney who's on frequently. She's a coach and she always talks about being a guide from the side and not a
Yes.
sage from the stage. And
Yes.
the beauty of being a coach is you stand on the sideline and
Yes,
you
you do.
give, you give wisdom and advice, but they have to go run the play themselves and live
Absolutely.
themselves. But it's hard to do that.
Woo! It's like you've been driving the car for 18 years, and then suddenly you got to get in the passenger seat and let
Yes.
them drive, and you just sit there
Uh-huh.
and hold on.
Right. Right. Close your eyes and
Hold
try to
on.
breathe. Uh-huh. Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
the only thing that you can do is tell them, and if they decide to make a right turn, that's on them, but you are only a passenger. You're
That's
only a
right.
passenger. You're not driving the car. And
That's a perfect analogy.
that is an adjustment, girl.
Yes,
That
it
is an
is. Yes, it is.
adjustment.
Yes, it is. Especially when you see the train coming and you're just like, I see it coming. And
Mhm.
if you will just listen to me, but they have to do it on their own. And that
Oh,
is the
yes.
hardest part of being a parent of an
Oh, yes.
adult is allowing them to make the mistakes on their own. It's
Hmm.
so hard. We want to fix it,
Hmm.
you
And they're like, I
know.
got this. I'm driving. I got it. I got it. I got it. And you
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah. All right.
Watch
Well,
out for
you do
that bump.
you.
Mm.
Exactly. I love that. I love that analogy
That's
too.
a dead end. I'm driving, mom. Okay.
Exactly.
Then we get to the
It's
dead end and they're like, "Oh, you told me it was a dead end. I did. Would you like me to help you get out of there?" Sure. Okay.
it's a totally different perspective. It's learning to be quiet. And Dr.
Mhm.
Ella says, oh my God, it's so hard. That's right. It is so hard. And someone else says, I've learned I can no longer tell my grown daughter what to do. I can only suggest.
That's
I can
it.
only suggest.
That's it. Because she's driving the
Yeah,
car. She's
she
driving.
is driving the
She's
car.
driving.
Ooh, that one is challenging. That is challenging. So it is really, that is the passenger seat analogy, as someone said also, is such a great analogy because, like you
Yeah.
said, you're driving until 18 and then,
Hmm.
and sometimes they go away, sometimes they come back, sometimes you think they're never going to leave.
Yeah.
And it's really hard when you want to just say, okay, let's put a plan together. Let's go
Yeah.
through those eight emotional
Hmm.
states
Hmm.
and work on those together. But you can't force them to do
No.
that.
No.
The eight dimensions of wellness. Like,
Yeah.
how can we do that with our children? That's actually a question. How do we
Hmm.
get our children to do those, to look at those eight dimensions of wellness? Is there a
Well,
way?
okay, I hear you, God. So God wants me to say, before we can do anything, the question is, do our children trust us?
Hmm. That's the question.
So you can advise, you can coach, and you can do all of the
Yes.
things, but if they don't trust you as a person, as another grown adult, as a human, forget it. So you got to build
Yes.
trust first. You got to build trust. And if that means that, again, you have to go back and apologize for something that you did and said, because they got the record book. And so you can
Hmm.
offer all you want. But if they don't trust you to be their advisor, to be their
That's
spiritual
right.
advisor, to be their coach, nothing,
Mm,
nothing is going to
that's
work.
right.
They're not going to receive anything. And they're going to keep driving on the wrong side of the road because they don't trust that you're telling them that they're on the wrong side of the road.
Hmm. So the way to get to trust is telling the truth.
Oh
It
my
starts
gosh.
with truth,
What is
right?
the truth? What is the truth
Hmm.
about your relationship with your child?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
it.
that. I love that. Someone just said worked on opening my throat chakra for me and now working to relearn being intentionally quiet when
Mm.
necessary for my adult son. I love that.
That's good.
Intentionally quiet when necessary. Hmm.
Mhm. That's for
And then
children and a spouse
and friends
and friends
and everyone, right?
and everyone.
Sometimes quiet is best in the
Yes,
moment.
yes,
Hmm.
yes.
And Dr. D says, yes, if our children can't trust what we do or what we say, it will be an uphill struggle.
Hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, I
Starts
believe
with
that.
trust. I love that answer because yeah, it's all about trust. And so, um, what is the truth about your relationship with your child? And what is the truth about why it is that way? Absolutely. That is a great question because the why is us, our drama, our
Oh,
baggage.
yes. Oh,
Hmm.
yes. And that's the
Hmm.
accountability piece.
That's right. It's the accountability and the acknowledgement and
Hmm.
the apology and then all the A words and then allowing space, right? All the
Yes.
things that you said earlier is all of that. But
Yeah.
it really is starting with accountability and telling ourselves the truth about what my role is
Come
in
on.
all of this.
Hmm.
Someone just said, I'm learning that to raise adults is to finally cut the umbilical cord, to realize that their decisions do not have to take an emotional toll on me. I have to
Mm.
trust them to make their own mistakes and recover from them, just as I did. That's that's good. Yes.
And congratulations to that person that came to that realization. That
Mm-hmm.
is huge.
Yes,
And so taking a moment to acknowledge that truth is
I agree.
important.
I love that. I want to see if anybody has any questions for you. If you want to come off of mute or share or have a comment, feel free. You can hit *6. I see somebody. Let's see who else said something, or maybe it's a question in the chat. Let's see. Oh no, it's people hearting. Oh, Vita says, for me at this point, I try to exemplify the behavior I want to see because because just ultimately I know they got it from me.
Mm,
Behavior is oftentimes learned from what we see being demonstrated. Absolutely.
say that.
Yes. And like you said earlier, Anna, they're recording everything. Just
Ooh,
like we record. I remember things that happened when I was 18, when I was 10, like a handful of things that have stuck with me,
oh,
from childhood, I think.
things we say,
Uh-huh.
mannerisms, how we
Yep.
interact with folks. We've learned some good stuff, but we've also
That's right.
learned some not so good stuff.
That's right.
And we've passed along the good stuff and we've passed along some of the not so good stuff.
Right. And then we're here trying to recover. I love that someone also said we need a gap year between teen and adult. I didn't get to regroup. LOL. That is funny. That's great.
Man, ready or not, here we come.
That's right. Ready or not, here we come. That is exactly right. That's so hilarious. I think it's just, what I long for. And I always say, can't get the time back. That's the truth. But boy, oh
Mhm.
boy, if we had a community like this 10 years ago, I think when so many of us had teenagers or young children,
Yeah,
what could have been.
yeah.
But God says, no, we're going to go on this path. And to
Hmm.
your point, we listen. And if we're blessed enough to really hear, then we can start to really tell ourselves the truth. That's the blessing.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
sooner we get there, the better.
yeah. And knowing that it's not over because our children are older,
That's
um,
right.
there are opportunities for us to sow into younger mothers, younger
That's
folk.
right. That's right.
Um, whether you're a mentor, whether
That's
you
right.
are in a ministry at your church, there are opportunities for you to pass that knowledge on.
That's right. That's right. And that's exactly what we do here is try to help each other, with what you're saying. It's as someone just says, it's a life. I love being a lifelong learner. And yes, Michelle, I do too. I learn something every week.
Yeah,
Every single week, I hear something. I pick up a piece of wisdom from Iyana and whoever's here with us, and
man.
even from our community that shares.
Yeah,
It's we all have something to provide and to give. And it's a blessing to have a
yeah,
safe space that's guilt-free,
yeah.
shame-free, that is just it just feels good to be
And
here.
and being in a posture of to receive,
Yes.
being in
Yes.
because
Yes.
we 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 meet the women all day. We
That's
see the
right.
signs all day.
Yes.
But
Yes.
are we in a posture of being open to receive?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I want to go back to your book and the shrink,
Sure.
refusing to shrink. What does it look like? What does it look like to be a woman that refuses to shrink? What does
Mm.
that look like in practice?
What does it look like?
To become the woman who refuses to shrink?
Yeah. Well, the perception of your worth being based on what God says and feels about you,
Mm,
the self-confidence in your God-given
mhm.
ability,
Yes.
and that shaping how you rise to challenges, take up space, and try again.
Hmm.
It's you being anchored in truth, in deep, intrinsic belief that you are God's daughter or son, and you're
Hmm.
valuable regardless of achievements or failures.
Hmm. Mm,
It's being rooted in God-led confidence to take
mm.
action, believing you're equipped to face challenges, shape
Yes.
outcomes, and move forward with purpose.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. And they're all rooted in self-esteem, self-confidence,
Yes.
self-worth, self-efficacy.
Yes. Feeling whole and worthy, right?
Yes,
That's a
yes,
big, big piece of it.
yeah,
I So many of us don't, until some point it clicks. Yes, I am whole. I am worthy.
yes,
And I if I turn my life over to God
yeah,
and really ask for guidance, I'll
mhm,
get what I want.
yeah,
It will. It happens. He
it
listens. The
happens.
universe listens, whatever people believe.
Yeah.
There is a spirit, a divine spirit that listens. I believe that so fully. I want to make sure I read this. It says, wow, I just asked my daughter, did she trust me? And she said, sometimes. I'm not even sure where to go from here. She says that sometimes it's hard to talk to me and the conversations are forced. I know I can be a little bit difficult because of my profession. I know that she's a surgeon. She's said that before, this woman. I know I can be a little difficult because of my profession. My natural state is to fix the problem. I think I need to listen more. But actually, I'm not exactly sure how to get to a point where she can trust me completely. I know that we just need to keep talking and sharing. Yes.
Well, she worked fast. That was
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. Well, she said
Wow.
it maybe during this call. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, we just said that. She worked fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to acknowledge that. I want to
Yes.
acknowledge that she went to work. And,
Mhm.
you know, it is one thing to not know, and it's another to know. And so,
Yes.
congratulations on your bravery, your courage of stepping out there and asking the
Mm-hmm.
question.
Mm-hmm.
That's step one. That's step one. And
Mm-hmm.
then, you can't fix it. You can't
Yeah.
fix it.
Do you
Yeah.
want to comment, Dr.
Yeah.
Ellis?
Yeah, we're out of the country, so we're spending a lot of time in the hotel room together. So it's just kind of interesting. I had the opportunity to ask her, but I think that we, as definitely parents beyond our parents who had a difficult time, sort of providing certain things for us. And now that we can provide certain things for our kids, we were just in the process of doing, making sure they had, you know, beyond a roof
Mhm.
over their head, beyond food on the table, all the things that perhaps we weren't able to experience ourselves.
Mhm.
But,
Mhm.
and we all know this as women, as Black people, you know, it is the time that we spend with our kids, but it's just so incredible that, you know, the times are so short. We're on the treadmill.
Mhm.
We have our own profession even before we have children, and before we know it, they're teenagers and they're able to communicate to
Mhm.
us the things
Mhm.
that we didn't even know were a problem
That's right.
until you said that. And I asked her, and then she looks at me and she's like, "Not well, sometimes." And I'm like, what? How is that possible? It's like the doing that we do does not correlate to how they
Mm.
truly feel and how they truly
That's right.
experience the world, which is different than ourselves. And lastly, I mean, you know, being with the SonRise Project and being able to listen and share has helped me really. Hopefully, I feel like it's helped me to be a better parent. So without it, I would
Oh,
not have been to the point where I am now.
that's
And I still have
awesome.
ways to go. So thank you.
I do too. We all do. I love
Awesome.
that share. Thank you
Awesome.
for saying that. It's
Thank you.
it's work in progress. It's helped
Yeah.
me too, you know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
talking and the asking if you trust me and learning to listen. Hey, Denise, did you want to say anything? Good morning.
Good morning. I actually didn't want to be seen, but I'm learning and listening. Thanks so much for sponsoring this. But I'm
We're
gonna
happy that you're here. I'll put you on. I'll take your video off if you
thank
like,
you,
although it's
thank
lovely to
you.
see your face. Um, and hit mute. But back to what Dr. Ellis just said, I love that just for myself too, because I listen to people like Ayana and I take the words and the wisdom and I work on it. You know, it's a daily
Mm,
uh, practice to
yes.
work on it. When one of my sons texted me, you know, strings of text and sent me some things that I didn't agree with.
Mm,
But instead, I said, and actually, I had some coaching. Someone said to me, you know, that's who he is. Just let it be. So I responded, well, if you like it, I love it, which was not really quite the truth. But I was trying to be, you know, positive versus it looks crazy.
mm,
And now he's sending me all these tattoo pictures. And I want to say, no tattoos, please. How about none? But I know that that's not, he's going to get the tattoos. So I'm
mhm.
working on listening and trusting and being quiet
Yeah.
and opening up space for him to talk to me, which
Yeah.
is brand new at 21.
Yeah.
Like we're finally talking, which is a
Good.
miracle in so many ways. But it's
Amen.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
If
But
I
I
may
love
go
that
back
share.
to, if I
Please.
may go back to Dr. Ellis,
Yes.
I want to highlight the word time.
Mm,
And time is a gift. Time is, if not
yes.
the thing that we can't manufacture, we can't
Yes.
reproduce, we can't duplicate. And
Mhm.
so
Time.
time. And so with that, yeah, we have our own schedules. And I heard her, Dr. Ellis, talking about her, you know, time with her career and the daughter. But how do we make time? We have to make time if you're building trust. And so, what does
Mhm.
that look like? Perhaps you sit down with your daughter and say, let's have some time. Let's have some
Yeah.
time. Let's go out to lunch. Maybe there's a standing appointment that you all have, that it's just the two of you, and you allow her to do most of the talking. And you don't go into that appointment with the intention of fixing it, but you go into the appointment, the time together, just to listen.
Just to listen.
Just to listen. You're not giving any feedback of, you got to
Mm,
do this, you better do this, why don't you? Nope. You are
yes.
listening and giving her
And
space
and fully present. I think
yes,
that's another thing because
to
I
listen.
noticed with my 21-year-old now, when he does talk to me, he looks back at me. Because for years I would be on my computer, half listening, when he was growing up. But he
Mhm.
looks constantly to see if I'm paying attention. And so
And my question
when we,
is, so why is that?
because I would used to not. But now
Well,
I focus, I stare,
yes.
and
Yes.
I don't move my head from looking at him.
And Kelly, guess what? That's trust.
Hmm.
That's
Right.
a level of trust.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It is. The other day, he said to me, honestly, he called, maybe it was yesterday, and he called, and we were on speakerphone. I was driving with somebody in the car. And I said, "Hey, Chris, you're on speaker." And he said, "Oh, how are you today?" And I said, "I'm okay." And he said, "Well, I normally just wait a couple minutes to make sure I know what kind of mood you're in before I talk." And I started cracking up. I said, "What?" It was the funniest thing, but very smart of him. Because he's
Mhm.
like, sometimes it's not a good time to talk. And I said, "You're right." So we are really opening up this space. And I said, "Oh, we can talk now because I'm just driving. So it's all good." But it
Yeah.
was he's intuitive to me. And I'm learning to be
Yeah.
intuitive to him. And Shantae says, "I'm learning to be quiet and listen more with my preteen son. He loathes when people don't listen to him fully. Parenting
Mm.
is learning every day and listening. And yes, putting your phone away just to listen." Yes.
Yeah. Because you know what,
And
Kelly, when they become
yes,
adults, they're not the same. They're different people. So we are
yes,
listening to learn these new
yes,
people.
yes,
They're not
yes.
the same people. We
No,
evolve.
yes, yes.
They do too.
They do.
Yeah.
And learning to listen is such a huge, huge, huge part of all of this.
Oh
Telling
my
the
God.
truth,
Yeah.
listening. And I can't believe we're out of time. This hour flew by.
Come
I
on.
cannot believe it. I want to have you have your last thoughts for the day as we work on our own alignment. What are the last couple things you'd like to share with our audience today before we close?
Don't give up on you. Don't give up on you.
Mm,
Yeah. Don't give up on you. We're pulled so many different directions, and it's easy to give up on ourselves, but don't give
yeah,
up on you. You matter. You are enough. Somebody needs you. You need you. Don't give up on you. There's still work to be done. I promise. You're still alive. You woke up this morning. Don't give up on you. There is a task assigned with your name on it, and it
yeah,
just may save somebody. It just may encourage
yeah.
somebody. You are needed.
Mm.
Don't give up on you.
Don't give up on you. Thank you so much for that. It
Thank you.
just made my whole heart full. I feel really, emotionally blessed this morning by you. So
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you for being here. And Dr. Vicky, as always, will close us out in a prayer today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good morning. Thank you, Ayana and Kelly and
Thank
Dee, and just grateful for this community today. Before I pray, I just want to also add that we have to trust the process.
Come on.
Just like we want our children to trust us, we have to trust the process that things will always work out. We have to trust the process. And so, God, thank you for another day that you've given to us. We choose to rejoice. We choose to give you glory. Thank you for Ayana today and her transparency, her vulnerability, her compassion, her kindness as she sat with us and held space today, giving us insight into how we can come back into alignment, giving us tools to help us be better people, better parents. Thank you for this community, for Kelli and for Dee, and for their commitment and for their consistency. Thank you for every parent who is on this call today, even those who will listen to the replay line. Help us to trust you so that we can trust the process and trust the journey that our children are on. Help us to be good stewards over this assignment as their parents. And so, God, we just go forward today with gratitude in our hearts for the love that was exchanged on this call this morning. Bless us as we go through this week and bring us back together again on next Sunday so that we can continue learning, growing, evolving, expanding, and living our lives in alignment with your dream for us. Thank you for the nudge to not give up on us, but that we can trust you with all of our heart and lean not to our own understanding, because in all of our ways, we're going to acknowledge you and you promise to direct our paths. So thank you for directing us. We give you glory for all of these things.
Hallelujah.
Keep our children, God. We thank you for keeping them and guiding them and teaching them to trust you.
Yes, Lord.
And we just honor you in every way. In your name we do pray. Amen. Have a
Amen.
powerful day, everyone.
Thank you.
I love you, Dr. Vicky.
Me too.
I
Tears
love
of
you
joy over
too.
here.
I love you too.
Ooh.
Be blessed.
Thank
Love you all.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Iyona. This was amazing. Thank you.
It was really
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Thank you. All right.
I felt the
That's a,
Lord right there. Woo wee.
me too. Me too. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here
Thank you for
today. Thank you, Dr. Vicky, for that beautiful prayer as well. We'll be back next week at 9 a.m., same place, with a special guest, a man who has 4 daughters and who has learned how to parent with firmness, frankness, and lots of funny. So we'll talk about that next Sunday. It'll be a fun conversation. And thank you so much for this beautiful time together, Iyona. Really blessed.
Thank
Blessed to have you today.
you. Blessed to
All
be.
right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.